had a wonderful, I hope everyone had a wonderful Thanksgiving. I hope you got to spend it with your family, and I hope that you got to eat lots of food and got to spend it with wonderful company. Today I wanted to come on here and do kind of like a story time. So it is my experience ordering on the Jaclyn website. I have literally tried to record this 4 times, and every time I get interrupted, and it's driving me insane. Okay, so this is pretty much how it went. So I get on the Jaclyn website, launch day, which was, I'm pretty sure it was like the 28th, right? And I'm on there at 9:59 on the dot. And because I'm thinking at that point, I'm just going to keep refreshing until the website is up and running. But when I logged on, everything was already available to purchase. So I was like, oh, great, perfect. So I put the lightest of the 2 palettes in my cart, and then I go back to purchase one of the luminous powders, because that was, out of all of them, besides the palette, that's the only one that really intrigued me. I didn't really want one of the beaming highlighter loose ones, because I have stuff that's similar to that from like MAC and from like Kylie Cosmetics, and I didn't really care too much for it. So I was going to skip on that. And then, so I'm putting that in my cart, and then I go to checkout, and it says, your cart has been modified. The following product, whatever, is no longer available. So I'm like, what the? So I go back to see what it is, and it's the palette. It's literally, at this point, it's like 10:02. So I'm like, you have to be kidding me. Oh my gosh. And so I go back to see the palettes, and I have it refreshed, and it says they're both sold out. Okay, so I'm like, oh my God, how did that happen so fast? But I'm like, okay, it is what it is. I'm really super annoyed, but it is what it is. So then I decide that I'm going to get one of the highlighters, the loose little highlighters, because I'm like, okay, well, I didn't get the palette, so I might as well just see what it's like, because I wanted something to review. And I liked, you know, Becca's Champagne Pop. So I really thought, like, that's what she should have come out with in the first place, with a highlighter. Like, that's just like a no-brainer. Like, but she chose lipsticks. I don't know why. To me, Jaclyn Hill is not known for lipsticks. But anyway, so I'm like, okay. So I placed the order for those 2 items, and then I'm just like, out of curiosity, go back onto the website, and I refresh their system, and the darker of the 2 palettes is available. Oh no! First, wait, sorry. Before I ordered those 2, I saw that there was like a bundle button or whatever. So I'm like, oh, maybe the lighter of the 2 highlighter palettes is available in a bundle. I'll buy that. So I go and I look, and there's no bundles of the highlighter palettes at all. So I was like, okay, I guess they decided not to bundle that. They just bundled the illuminating powders and the highlighters, right? So I was like, whatever. So I refresh it again, and the darker of the 2 palettes is available all of a sudden. It had said previously that it was sold out. So I was like, okay, I'm going to order that one, because 1, that's all I really wanted in the first place, was the palette. 2, it said it was limited edition, so I didn't want to risk not getting anything, even though I figured they'll probably relaunch it. Didn't know it'd be so soon. But whatever, I'll get to that in a minute. So I put that in my cart, hurry up and check out before they take it from me again. And then I go back and I refresh, and the lighter of the 2 is now available in a bundle. Hold on, I'm skipping things. Okay, so before I did that, when before I ordered the darker of the two, I called customer service, which is a big part of this story. I don't know how I skipped that. I called customer service and I had told her, and I was surprised that I was able to get anybody just because it's launch day and they were probably swamped. And I told her what happened, that it was in my cart and that I was getting ready to check out and it was just taken from my cart. So if there's anything they can do about it. She said, no, it's sold out. The lighter of the two is sold out completely. It's just gone. And she like said it like 8 times, like I'm stupid and don't know what that means. I was like, okay, whatever. So that's when I got back on and ordered the darker of the two and saw that it was available when it was saying that it was sold out. Okay, so I ordered that and then I get off. And I'm like, you know what? I'm just gonna go look again. Because before, if I don't know if I mentioned this, the highlighter palettes were not available as a bundle. They weren't even on there as a bundle. So I go back on there and I look, and the lighter of the two is available in a bundle. And so the psycho in me is like freaking out inside because I'm like, oh my God, that's what I want. Like, what do I do? Because I put aside a certain amount of money to be able to purchase things like this, so that it won't affect bills and things. And I know that I can afford to buy a palette, the illuminating powder, and the highlighter, and another palette. So I call customer service and I'm like, hey, I just ordered this palette. I want the other one, the bundle. I'll pay the difference. And sorry about the dark shadowing. It's because the lighting is above me. I'm getting light boxes. They just haven't come yet. So anyways, I tell her that I had just placed the order and if she could please swap it out and I'll pay the difference. And she's like, oh no, we can't do that. Like that's just not possible. As soon as the order is placed, it's sent to our warehouse to ship. And I'm like, seriously? Like, are they just standing there with like a printer and just, no, it takes time. And I barely got my shipping confirmation or like I think it was today, which is Friday, the 29th. So I'm like, are you serious? Like, I'm not asking you to, like, I placed the order like a half a second ago. And she's like, there's just nothing we could do. I'm sorry. It's just, once an order's placed, it's done. And so at that point I'm livid because I'm like, I'm not a rich woman. I can't afford to buy all these things. And I'm not going to, period. And so I'm annoyed and I'm annoyed and I'm annoyed. And I'm just like, you have to be kidding me. Like, you guys told me that they were sold out. And I asked when I called the first time to customer service if the highlighter palettes were going to be available in a bundle. And she said, no, they are, but they're sold out. So I was like, oh, okay, that must be why I didn't see them at all, because they were sold out. When in fact they were not sold out. They hadn't even put them on the website yet. So I tell her, I'm like, well, you guys kind of lied to me, because had you guys told me, yes, it's going to be available in a bundle, it just hasn't gone on the website yet, give it a minute, I would have waited and I wouldn't have purchased the darker of the two palettes where I can only probably use 2 colors. And she's like, well, all I can do for you is cancel your order completely and then you can place it again. And as all consumers know, you don't get your money within seconds. It takes days and days and days, sometimes anywhere from 5 to 7 business days. And it's going to be a holiday plus a weekend. So I'm like, I'm not going to get my money back for like ever, okay? And I'm not going to have that much money tied up, which it would have ended up being at least $150, if not more. So I was like, no. we are not going to do that because I might refresh the screen in a half a second and it's gone and you've just canceled my order and then I'll get nothing. So, and which is exactly what happened. As soon as I hung up with her, I refreshed and they were gone. So, yeah, that was my experience ordering from Jaclyn Hill Cosmetics. And I like feel kind of stupid. I mean, I know it's not her fault. She can't anticipate like how much is going to sell out, but she has already dropped something. And so she kind of has an idea of how well her products are going to sell, right? So I think it would have been fair for her to kind of like do the math on how much she sold last time from the lipsticks and kind of try to have a similar amount of products available, if not more, definitely more. And just so that this wouldn't happen, you know? And then, so I'm just like, dude, whatever. Like, this is just so irritating because I was like, I'm going to support her regardless of what happened with her lipsticks because I believe everybody deserves a second chance. And I just feel like I've never seen like, I don't know. It left a really bad taste in my mouth. I didn't even have this hard of a problem ordering her lipsticks. I didn't even have this hard of a problem ordering from Jeffree Star Cosmetics. I didn't even have this hard of a time ordering from any brand, you know? So it just annoyed me really bad, especially like the customer service and how they were just so unwilling to help. And maybe there really wasn't much they could do, but I can't imagine that they couldn't fix it or change an order within just minutes of it being placed. You know, I could see if I called like the next day and I'm like, oh, this is available now and I don't want that. No, but it was literally like within minutes. And so that really annoyed me, but I also don't know how that process works. I'm not a business owner. I mean, I am a business owner. I own a nail salon, but I don't produce products, you know, like lipsticks and stuff and highlighters and eyeshadows. So I don't know the behind the scenes part of that. However, I just know that the first thing I would have done is I would have done reserved carts. That way, if whoever's on there first and gets that in their cart should get it. And it is so easy to do a reserved cart. That way, people aren't fighting over it. And if you don't order it within a few minutes, it's gone. But you have a certain amount of time to order your cart stuff, and if you don't, it'll go back for someone else to get. That's the very first thing she should have done. Second, she should have had more stock. Period. Like, it's just embarrassing. And then the most irritating thing, I think, is that I see the next day that she's gonna have a restock on the 5th. And I'm like, didn't you say this is gonna be limited edition? Like, why wouldn't you just say that? Like, don't freak out, guys. Like, I'm gonna have a restock in like 2 weeks. Of course they're not, because they want everyone to freak out and buy right then and there. And it's just annoying. Yeah. It's disappointing, if anything. I mean, I'm sure Scott Barton sold a lot of highlighters, especially being on Tati's channel. And I was able to get my hands on one with no problem. I was able to get my hands on one with no headache. And it came so fast. And so it's like, he's an indie brand. Why can he do it, but you can't? I just don't get it. I really don't get it. Yeah, that's my experience with Jaclyn Hill Cosmetics. I hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I will see you guys again soon. Bye.